My boys, hold on. Gang, what's going on, man? What up, Meech? And I'm back for another video, man. Today, got some special shit. I'm going for the CRV, man. We got some special shit going down. So, today we got the rear disc conversion going on for the CRV. I replaced the drum brakes about a month ago, and it already failed on me because we got bad wheel cylinders. We got seized wheel cylinders, so it keep pushing my drums out, my shoes out. And it keep wearing down my shit. So, I'm tired of changing the drum brakes, so we just gonna get on to the rear disc conversion, man. So in total, I'll explain everything once we get to this unboxing shit right now. So yeah, so first thing we're gonna do is unbox all of this shit that we got so I can show y'all and make sure I remember that I got everything that I needed. So let's get these boxes over here, show y'all the bracket. We have our rear disc conversion bracket. So you can get these on eBay. If I find the link, I'll throw it in the description, but very simple, very simple. You could definitely take these and just copy them and make your own, but this is the rear disc conversion bracket. So this bolts on to your wheel bearing, and then you have the two bracket bolts to bolt your calipers to. So 100 bucks on eBay, about 120 after tax and shipping, which is really not bad for some brackets. So we could go rear disc conversion. Definitely worth it. So next, for the rear trailing arms, we have, bam, True Heart trailing arm bushing. So I'll show you the difference between the stock one. So this is a stock one. You see how open it is. It moves, it has movement, you can see. Has enough wiggle room, because these trailing arm bushings you still do want to flex. You still do want them to have flex for the stock ones, but since we're going full off-road, I got the stiffened ones and they don't move at all. So True Heart versus the OEM ones, much thicker, much beefier bushing. It should hold up to what we're gonna be pushing the CRV through. So only reason why I got them, 80 bucks on eBay. So we're at 120, 80 bucks, so about 200 bucks in the rear disc conversion. And then we got all of the hot shit in this box right here. So this where it's at, because we got, so I'll tell you right now, you are going to need 2000, so 5th gen Prelude, 2000 Honda Prelude rear brakes, so rear calipers, rear pads, and rotors. So we have the rear pads here, just some good cheap Wagner pads, and then we also have our Prelude calipers here. You can see, I'll take it out the box or out the bag so you can actually see. But whoa. I guess they come with the hardware. So here you got your Prelude caliper. So you're gonna need both the left and the right one, obviously. But yeah, you're gonna need a caliper and a bracket with the rotors and the pads, all from a 5th gen Prelude. I sourced the whole brakes for this from Rock Auto. The trailing arm bushings and the rear disc conversion bracket is from eBay. If I find the link, I'll put that in the description. But everything else, brake wise, calipers, rotors, brake lines, you can get from Rock Auto. Like I said, I have the Wagner pads, I got the Wagner rotors, and just the cheapest calipers they had there. One more thing I forgot. So with the calipers, you also want to pick up the brake lines. So I didn't get the e-brake cables because I'm pretty sure we can make the e-brake cable that we have here work. So before I even go ahead and order any brake cables, because like I told y'all, this is a budget build, so I'm trying to save as much money as possible. So we're gonna try to use the stock e-brake cables from the CRV and try to make them work for the Prelude calipers. So in total, with the calipers, the rotors, the brake pads, the brake hoses, and the rear disc conversion kit, probably around like 300, 350. You can get it cheaper. Of course, if you just source it out, go to a junkyard, you could definitely find these parts cheaper. But for me, I just wanted to just do it brand new because I didn't want to have a problem where I got to seize caliper that I bought used or something like that. So I just bought everything new. Calipers were probably the most expensive thing Prelude calipers, I did not know were that expensive. The calipers are like $80 a piece. I bought 2 new calipers for the front on the CRV, and they were like 40 bucks a piece, so that's a big difference. So that's the most expensive thing of this rear disc conversion, is definitely the calipers. Oh, before I forget, one more thing we're doing is we're replacing brake lines. So if you haven't replaced brake lines, I'll tell you right now, the easiest brake lines to use are the nickel copper brake lines. They bend very easily. You can bend them to how you want them. You don't need a brake line bender. I've used these on the EG and they work perfectly fine. So we're gonna do the same thing and make our own lines for the CRV as well. Only because the lines are rusted out. Gas lines are rusted out too, so we gotta do the gas lines too, man. This CRV a rust bucket, y'all, but we're bringing it back to life, slow by slow. Y'all seen. Enough of that talking, man. Enough of that talking. It's time to get into this rear disc conversion. So first thing we gotta do, obviously, pull the trailer and arms off, brake lines out, e-brake cables out, all of that good shit. All the suspension in the rear gotta come out. And yeah, that's that. So let's get into it. All right, let's make our way to the back. So obviously, you know, we gotta take the rear trailer and arms out. So just every bolt you see, just take off, you know. So we gotta take rear camber arm. I'm sorry for the lighting, it's really dark in the back. The back half of the garage is really dark because we got no light back here, so bear with me. But have to take off obviously the bolt for the strut at the bottom. We need to take these struts out. We got new struts. Camber arms got to come out. The 2 bolts over there have to come out. There's a tow arm back there that has to come out. Be careful because it might be crusty as hell and it might snap, so I'll show you guys that. But yeah, and then the axle nut 32 mil got to come out. And the e-brake cables. We're doing a tow arm right now, and right now the bushing is seized with the bolt. So what that means is the bolt, when we turn the bolt, the bushing is spinning as well. And if you look in here, it's just pushing, it's basically widening up this piece of metal, and it's not really gonna pull the bolt out. The bolt and the bushing is one piece now. And over the years, what I found is if you take a cutoff saw, the sawzall, and you sawzall right in between that bushing there, and you can see kind of a little bit of the threads, kind of try to keep the threads sticking out, so that way you could bag that bolt out when we cut it. And then you want to cut it on this end as well, to basically you're just cutting out this whole control arm. So since you can't get the bolt out, it's just going to keep widening this piece of metal until the metal is pushed all the way out. So to prevent that, yeah, just cut on both ends of the bushing, leave some space for a bolt so we can still get it out of there. Alright, y'all, so 20 minutes later, you see I cut off both ends. Now this arm is pretty damn free. Now we just gotta take the rest of the trailer arm off, and then we'll be ready to pull this thing. So we had to take the e-brake cable out. There's a little retaining clip. I ended up just cutting it so the damn e-brake comes through this hole right here. And you just break off that retaining clip off of the off this collar right here, and then it'll slide out of there, and then you can push your e-brake cable through this hole. That way you don't have to remove the whole e-brake cable. I did take off the camber arm. This lower control arm is disconnected over there. We just have to disconnect these 2 trailer arm bushing bolts right here, and this arm should come out. So let's do it. Oh, don't forget to disconnect your brake line. I obviously didn't, so now it's tension on this, but it's okay. So yeah, 10 mil, disconnect your brake line, this will come out. There's a retaining clip right here. You just stick a screwdriver in. Stick a screwdriver in this retaining clip and it should pop out. Ooh, yes sir. Goddamn trailing arm is out. Man, this shit was a bitch, man. So I'll show you guys so you don't do the same mistake I did. ABS sensor right here, I didn't notice it, so when I was pulling it out, it was kind of tugging on the line. Luckily didn't break it. So yeah, just remember you got two 10 mils here for your ABS sensor. You got one clip here, there's one clip there, and then there's another clip there. You're gonna want to take those out, and then it should drop out. So this was like the only bolt that gave me an issue, was that toe arm bolt. All the rest of the bolts I had previously did the trailing arm spacer, so that wasn't an issue. And surprisingly, the rear lower control arm bolt came out with no issue, so it was actually pretty easy. So now it's time to do the other side. Obviously I'm not going to record that. You see how much space I'm working with over there, so it's real tight in this garage, man, but we make it happen, man. We got both the trailing arms here. You see, crusty as hell, fucking dusty, dirty, mud all on them. I ain't gonna clean them because they're gonna get muddy again, so I don't give a fuck. First thing we gotta do is we gotta remove these wheel bearings. So I am gonna reuse these. Don't be a cheap ass like me and go buy some new wheel bearings, but I'm being cheap, so I'm not gonna buy them. 3 bolts back here. 1, 2, 3, 17 mils. Take those off. This should come out. Just the hub and the wheel bearing should come out. And then you have 14 mils, 2 there, and then 2 on the other side that you got to take out to get the drum brake backing plate off. And you could throw this away. We won't need this anymore. And also take off the brake lines. There are 2 12 mils on the back end, but you unbolt them. You unbolt them from the front. So 2 12 mils here, and that'll take off this brake line here. And then you could go ahead and discard this brake line as well. And then after that, I'll show you guys how to take this trailing arm bushing out. You see, we got these crusty fucking trailing arm bushings we got to get out. So I'll show you guys how to do that. Before we even attempt to take them out, you could look at the rear trailing arm. You see how one side is longer than the other. So on the back end of the trailing arm bushing, you're gonna have the longer side poke out, and on the front side of the trailing arm bushing is where the little portion of it sticks out. Obviously, it's gonna go like that. So just make sure you do that the right way, because if you do it this way, your stuff's not gonna line up. As you can see, you're gonna push your trailing arm that way. You just want to make sure you do it the right way. Make sure you have the right orientation. I can't stress that enough. Flipping this the wrong way will ruin the whole thing. So you're gonna grab a block. You got a block. You're gonna grab your trailing arm. Have your trailing arm upside down. And as long as you got your block propped up, it's really, you just hit it with a hammer around the circles. That's it. So. Just like that, old trailing arm bushing is out. Look at that. All right, so now that you got this out, you want to flip this back over because it's easier to get the bushing in from the front side because it's tapered that way. So, all right, now you want to clean around this surface. So you have this edge here. You want to just take some light sandpaper. I'm using emery cloth because I don't have any sandpaper, but anything to scuff it up, just to get all of that extra rust that's in there out of there. Alright, getting this in, same way, super easy. I do tend to take a little bit of grease, just a little bit, and just put it around the edges. Put it around the actual trailer arm bushing, just to lube it up a little bit. And just slowly tap around the edges. So you seen, the first time I was doing it, I was using just the one hammer. It wasn't working because it kept coming off center and it kept going in at an angle. So I found out just using two hammers and hammering them both on each side at the same time helped it go in like butter. So let's do this other trailer arm bushing and we could go on and finish up this rear disc conversion, y'all. Ooh, look at that. So, man, I told y'all I was gonna buy new wheel bearings, but I wanted to get this shit done tonight. So we cut the dust shields out from the drums, and then with this, and then use a screwdriver and some pliers and bent the tabs, but we got them out. Now we can throw the old wheel bearings back onto the trailer arm, and then put the bracket on. Put the motherfucking bracket on. My guy over here is still rocking them drums, bro. You gonna get them rear disc conversion, bro, or what, bro?
Not at the moment.
But yeah, let's get into this shit, man. So I got the wheel bearing back on, and then we put the bracket on, real nice. One of the holes not gonna line up is because you're gonna have to bang the brackets in a little bit. So, and it's, you put these two bolts in, but this one is going to be hard to put in. If you just hammer the bracket, it's because this is a real snug fit. This the part between here and here is basically snug with this plate. So you're going to use your old bolts from the backing plate as well and use them. And then after that, so this is the passenger side trailer arm, and this is the driver side caliper. And the reason you have to flip them is because the bleeder, if I was to put the passenger side on the passenger side trailer arm, the bleeder would be on the bottom. So you would never be able to bleed the air out. So you run the driver side on the passenger side, that way the bleeder is facing up. So you'll be able to bleed it still. And you also do have to notch, we have to notch it. So you can see here with the bow holes, you see the bow holes there. If we were hidden down here, you see that? We hidden on this bracket. Just cut a little section, literally like an inch section out, and then should be able to allow the caliper to slide right in. A tad bit bigger than an inch, so we cut about all of that out, and then I hammered about from here to right here down just to get it to fit, and that bad boy do fit real nice though. You can see we have the bow holes line up, and then damn, can I get it to, it's like sitting on there, so I might have to, let's see, we might have to actually, oh no, it's gonna be straight, it'll be straight. I want to just throw a rotor on this real quick and put this caliper. I have to find some bolts for this caliper though. I don't have bolts. Obviously, you're doing a rear disc conversion, you gotta get the bolts. So don't forget to get the bolts when you do the rear disc conversion, because now I gotta get bolts, because I don't have any, and they're not the regular Honda thread either. They're a special thread, so don't try to jam no regular 14 mil bolt in there either, because you will fuck that shit up. I just threw the rotor and the caliper on, and boy, that shit fit like, but wow, spilled the drink. There wasn't a lot in it, but spilled the drink. But clearance is super. It's not bolted in yet because I still haven't found bolts, like I told y'all. Make sure you get the right bolts, but it fit in there real nice. So that's it for this side. I guess it's time to duplicate the same thing for the other side, but yeah, it looks really good. RD1 finna have rear disc, bro. I changed these drum brakes like 2 months ago, and they already like the wheel cylinder is seized on me, so I'm done dealing with drum brakes, man. I'm gonna finish doing the other side real quick, and then we can throw these trailer irons back in the car, in the truck. My bad, in the truck Yando cut. So let's get into all that shit right now, man. Gang. So I don't know what happened, y'all. I think my file's corrupted because I'm in the middle of editing it, and yeah, I think I lost the rest of the files of me putting the rear disc back on. So I will show y'all though. We got wheels on the car. We got the rear disc on. Wheels on. This shit is lifted as fuck, y'all. Look at that shit. Look at that, man. This is what I wanted, bro. That shit looks good. So lift kit is all in. We had put all the suspension in. Whew. She ready for some bigger tires though, for sure. But these brand new tires, and I ain't buying on the tires just yet. So we're gonna ride these out and see. So I almost forgot. I gotta show y'all the brake lines and the gas lines too. And we got them nice, and ran through all up under there, ready for that E85. And we also put the motor back in. So sucks that I couldn't even show y'all this shit, man. I really don't know what happened to them files. So, but I'll show y'all this. Got the motor back in. Nice VTEC going on. Got the fuel line and all of that. Little catch can right there. And my siren. But she ready. She ready though. Yeah, that's the end of the video, y'all. Sorry I lost footage, but it's complete. So 3-inch lift kit on, 3-inch block in the rear, 2-inch in the front. Yeah, one of them each. Gang, you already know. We out this bitch.